The moment you decide to stop letting your life go on autopilot and start observing how your mind is directing it, everything shifts. You go from just being the actor to being the director of your own mind. And that's where real transformation starts. Hi, I am Fanekhanjia, and you are watching day 14 of the 21-day Decode Your Mind challenge. Wow! Can you believe we've been here together for 14 days? Amazing! So, congratulations! Whether it's the first time you're joining me or you've been with me for the past 14 days, congratulations, congratulations! And maybe you've been with me live, or maybe you've watched recording, or maybe you just commented on my post, or sometimes you even reached out to me. Any of those things are valid, or maybe you just click attend, reacted. All of these deserve to be celebrated. Why? Because you spent time to invest in your life, to invest in understanding you. And so, congratulations on that. You deserve to be here. You deserve to grow. All right, so today I'm not going to start a new topic. We are going to look back together what we've been understanding so far. And so, let's start. For this week specifically, we've been trying to see people through new eyes. It's not that I gave you two new eyes, okay? You have your own eyes. We just change the way we see people. But before I officially start and explain what we did so far, can you take a time and put in the comment what was one word that describe your week? What was week 2 like for you? Just in one word. Maybe for some people it's like, oh, it was opening my eyes. So put eye-opening. If it was interesting, put interesting. Sometimes also for you it can be, Faneki, I was very confused. So put confusing also in the comment. For some people it's like, it was powerful, maybe hopeful, or maybe emotional. I started being emotional because I could understand people around me. How was it for you? Or maybe for you it's just different, or maybe strange. Doesn't matter. How was week 2 for you? How will you describe it in one word? Just put it in the comment right now. And now that you have your one word, it helps me actually understand how was it for you and how deep did you go? Where did you go so far? And how was your understanding of all the topics that we've been discussing so far? And anyway, as I mentioned, today I'm not going to teach you or to explain a new topic. We are going to see, or maybe for you it will be a realization how much we've discovered together. So, let's look back. This week we explored something many people didn't even take time, but you did. So what was that? We understood that it's not always the situation or the event that created the emotions. We are not reacting to the event. Our mind is creating meanings, different kind of meanings. And you know what those meanings are? Those meanings are? These are the stories our brain is creating. What are those stories? If you could remember any of them, put them in the chat. That day also, the next day after we talk about the stories, I also asked that and a couple of people was answering. So tell me, what was those stories that our brain is creating? Sometimes we believe we know what other people are thinking. What was that? Like we know what other people are thinking. We know we are mind reading. Yes. Sometimes we predict the future as a fortune teller. So we fortune tell. Like fortune telling is what our mind is doing also. And sometimes we make situation only about us. about ourselves, even if there is not even a single fact that can prove that. And so, from that day, we started asking the question, what is the evidence that this story is true? That was one perspective. Another one, we discovered also that every person experiences life through different mental filters. Yes, because we started to ask the question, how does our mind create the stories? How do they decide that this is the story that we are going to believe? Well, we know that everything can get directly in our mind as it is. We can't just shoot like in a video shooting our life. So what our mind is doing, obviously the lens will capture only one part. And then there will be what we call filters. And so we have different mental filters. That's why the same situation, the same meeting, the same conversation looked through a different way, different perspective from different person can create completely different experience for all of us. And based on that, we came up with the windows. We discussed about the 4 windows. Like we all have a different way of experiencing each event. And you started discovering your own window. Maybe you discovered you're a visualizer, maybe a talker, a feeler, or an analyzer. And maybe even you discovered more than that, like you are having 2 main windows. So you found that. And I'm so glad that you did. And that help us understand how we can focus more what our mind focus more on. And yesterday, finally, we discover that we as people, we are motivated by different things. We take decision based on different things. Not only consciously taking the decision, I'm talking about the small action we are using every day, we are doing every day. So we know that some people naturally trust people more and some people trust themselves more. Some people move inward. And some people want to go towards goal. Some people are motivated by avoiding negative consequences. And none of these are right or wrong. It's all about how we first understanding our natural, the one that is coming automatically. Once we find it, we can change on each situation. So these are the things that we've been discussing for the past different days, for the past days. And here, as you can see, 4 people sitting. Yes, it's just to confirm that difference doesn't mean we are wrong or who is right or this is this color, that is that color. Surely on internet right now you saw a lot of videos showing that, like someone is showing one perspective and asking 2 different person what color do you see, and then each person is telling different colors. Or maybe you saw also the joke about the number 6 on the floor. One person say it's 6, another person say it's 9. So that's how the difference are coming. And difference doesn't mean wrong, they simply means we are having different perspective. And so, one question. Did you start asking when you are seeing people, like instead of saying, oh, they're impossible, you start being curious about them instead of judging them. Maybe it's someone you see every day. It can be your partner, maybe you see your child, maybe it is some friends, or maybe manager, boss, coworkers, colleagues. Did you start to noticing them? Like instead of judging them, directly say like, they are like this, they are like that, or like they are not caring about me, like they are only thinking about themselves, or like why they are doing that to me, why they are acting like that. Did you start asking the question, what thing they see that I don't? Did you ask seeing people in a new perspective? Just put in the comment, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because that simple moment of curiosity can change how we interact in our relationships. Or maybe it's even for you, like you discovered yourself. You found yourself wondering, what is happening to me? Instead of asking that, or instead of blaming yourself, you start asking, wow. You start saying, wow, I didn't know this about myself. And ask, what else can I know about myself? If that's the case, also just put yes, it's me in the comment, or I understand better. And the thing is, that moment of curiosity, of trying to understand people, will not change. Like suddenly, you'll not have any argument anymore, or maybe it will change the entire conversation, or it will change the entire person, or you suddenly started to change. It's just giving us hope that we can transform relationships and how we deal with everyone around you. The thing is, it's not that everyone changed this week. Nothing around you may stay the same. Maybe you are still in the same workplace. You can't change your family. Or maybe your responsibilities are the same. Your actions are what makes it different. But because maybe this time the way you see those things is the thing that started changing. And sometimes the greatest transformation doesn't begin by changing other people. It begins by understanding the way we understand them, by changing the way we understand them. And understanding grows. When understanding grows, we become more patient, we become more compassionate, we become empathetic. And this is what everyone is praising nowadays. Like, just be empathetic, like even in leadership, even in our day-to-day life, where we should be compassionate, we should try to understand others. Well, this week was all about that. And now you understand that everything starts by being aware and with curiosity. That is the secret. And because of this, a lot of unnecessary, yes, we don't need unnecessary conflict, unnecessary misunderstanding, unnecessary talk or gossip disappears. Because we understand. And not because they change, like people are different, but we start assuming people. We start judging them. We start thinking differently about them. And it's not we change, it's how our mind works that changed. With what? With just that pause. Yes, so this is what we've been discovering. 2 weeks ago, we've been asking, maybe many of you have been asking, why am I like this? Why am I not able to complete the task I'm supposed to do? Why am I always procrastinating, blaming ourselves? And today, you start asking the right question. What is beneath the surface? What is there inside of me that I need to discover in order to change? What is my mind doing? You start observing how your mind is thinking automatically. Not the thought that is coming consciously. I'm talking about the process that is coming unconsciously, automatically. You start in finding them. And so you're becoming more curious about yourself, not only about others, about yourself. Even you stop judging yourself, you become more aware. And congratulations, that is real progress. Don't underestimate that. Don't just think like it's just one thing I know about myself. Like I just discovered about my window, so what is a big deal in that? It is. It is real progress. And this small shift in awareness will become the foundation of your real transformation. So throughout this week, I've been asking you to do some reflection about yourself and about others. And I really hope you took the time to do them. I really hope you took the time to see it. And maybe by now you should be having a journal of reflection. If you didn't start it yet, just start today. Because the things you can get inside this journal can be very valuable for the next years of your life. So start by, even if you don't have, you can buy a nice one, something that can make you like can motivate you to write every day about yourself. Write it down in those new journal. That was what we've discovered so far. Now, tomorrow, we begin our final week. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the final week of Decode Your Mind challenge. If the past week was about understanding, this week is more about what you can do. Even though tomorrow we'll be asking the question, why do the same patterns keep repeating? We are going to directly take those patterns and slowly shift them throughout the next week, throughout the next 7 days. These next 7 days are crucial for your growth. So I'm really inviting you to join each day live with me. If you can't, watch the recordings because you are going to see everything. Not only see, do everything differently. Now that you understand yourself better, we will stop looking outward and look what we can do. Because as I always say after the end of each session, I will be telling you if you notice. Like awareness is the first step. The second step is execution. But execution doesn't come without understanding. So now that you understand, let's do it. This week, we'll be looking at your life as a whole. That's why we see those patterns. Patterns are something that keeps on repeating, right? So it needs to check back at your whole life, not only for the past few weeks, your whole life. We will see them fully. We will see how you interact in your relationship, the patterns you have in your work, in your relationship, in your day to day life. And people who is telling about life balance, productivity, all of these things we'll try to discover this week. Exciting, is it? So, week 3 is not about collecting more information anymore. It's about preparing for the future you. And I honestly believe that it's going to be an amazing week, one of the most meaningful week you're going to have. But if you take the action only if you take the action. And even before I finish, I'd like to ask one question to you. What is one thing you now understand about yourself that you never ever thought about before? That you never knew 2 weeks ago, even 1 week ago? What is that one thing that by understanding it also will start changing yourself? Just put it in the comment. What is coming to your mind right now as I was asking that question? Just put it in the comment. And that answer doesn't have to be perfect. Like I'm waiting for the perfect answer from you. Like I'm waiting for what I said during the week exactly as it is. I don't want that. I want your honest answer. Because that realization is what we are going to bring in. That is what is going to change many years of misunderstanding. And so, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of this journey. Thank you for staying so far on week 2 on this wonderful challenge. And also, you should thank yourself. You should be proud of yourself for staying here, not going and abandoning everything and for giving up. You are still on this journey, even if it's only day 1. I'm really inviting you to watch the recording if it's the case. Because it's a journey where you are going to change your life, to transform your life, a journey of real growth. where we are going to stop fighting with ourselves and fighting up with everyone. We are going to start improving from the level we really need to. And so before you leave today, I want you to comment on other people's comment as well. Look at them and say congratulations to them in the comment right now. Maybe you can also congratulate and tell them one sentence to empower them in the comment, in this post itself. Or maybe you saw them reacting. Say thank you for being part of this journey. Because maybe your encouragement today is exactly what we needed to move forward. So, you don't know? Maybe you'll change someone's life by just commenting, by just telling one wonderful word to them today. So don't miss that opportunity. Comment one wonderful word to them. You can choose anyone. You can choose anyone, or maybe just check, take one sentence, take one comment, and just reply to it. That's all. That's all. Just even if you don't know what to write, just say congratulations. Or you can just say, yes, we are here together. Anything. Just do that today because that can change everything. And see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we will then understand why everything keeps on happening again and again and again with patterns, with conversations, our reactions. And by the end of the 21-day challenge, you will see different change. Maybe not because not everything around you changed, because your perspective changed. So that's it for today. Stay aware, keep on noticing, and choose your next action. That's how real transformation begins. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.